Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm talking to you doing this on two devices. I'm on both YouTube and I'm on Facebook. So happy International Men's Day, fellas. It is great to be here with you all. I know we're coming a little late this evening, but nonetheless, we want to make sure that this got done for this special day. So International Men's Day is celebrated on November the 19th every year. We've been doing this for a long time, Dominique Magazine. If you look at our Facebook page, you probably saw the old banners that we had. So we kind of got a little behind this year, but nonetheless, we want to make sure that we got this day out there. Now, there are several organizations across the world that do this. One of the things this year is zero male suicide. For another organization, it's all about, treating broships. When we say broships, it means addressing the issues of male loneliness. So this day belongs to everyone. This day has been created for a very long time. Let me give you all a history of International Men's Day, because a lot of people say, why do we have International Men's Day? Let's go ahead and discuss this. All right, so International Men's Day is a global awareness day for issues that many men face, including parental alienation, abuse, homelessness, suicide, and violence. The objectives are the six pillars, which we look at as men's contributions to their nations, their unions, society, community, family, marriage, and child care. Now, International Men's Day is not nothing new. Now, you may say, hey, I've never heard of International Men's Day, Dominique. How long has it been around? Well, it's known, this got started back in 1992 by Thomas Oster, and it was conceived back in 1991, but 92 was the year they first had it, but it was in February of that year. And then, because they was trying to do it in Trinidad and Tobago, there was a push to push it back to November, which is why you see it in November. So those days are definitely going on for a long time. There's been calls for International Men's Days going back to the 60s. There's been different versions of this, but this is the longest running out there, so we are living history. So pat yourselves on the back. Now, I bring this up because I'm not going to be here for too long. I know people laugh at me because I always say I'm not going to be here for too long and end up here for a very long time anyway. The thing with International Men's Day that I want you all to think is a call to men's issues. We have so much when it comes to our issues that we're so caught up in the dating, the relationships, the back and forth online, this quote unquote gender debates on social media. But men's issues are bigger than that. We're dealing with, like we said earlier, the male suicides. We're dealing with male homelessness. We're dealing with lack of resources for men. Now, we're not saying to empower men that we need to take stuff back from women, fight women. No, we want our piece of the pie too. If we're saying that we're truly equal, we're truly evolved, it's everybody pulls themselves up by the bootstraps, everybody works together, then why can't we really make sure everybody gets a piece of the pie? And there's a lot of things that are not equitable. And there's things we're looking at these child custody laws. We're looking at things when it comes to business funding and business grants. We're looking at things in academia. I've talked to a lot of men and boys who have admitted they have been discriminated against in various different environments, especially in the academic environments, to where they was looked at as they was they shouldn't have been in certain places, that they shouldn't have had certain opportunities. We've also looked at the criminal justice system. We also look at various other components of what's happening when it comes to men. And what we're trying to do here is not be defeated. We're not sitting here trying to go back and forth and the poor pitiful us. We want to use this day and say, hey, let's raise awareness. Let's look and say, okay, what do we need to do? And I think this day is very appropriate because this is right before many state houses go back into session. I know here in Georgia, they're going back the second week of January. We also have a big presidential election. Your state maybe go back into session a little bit later. Some states are in session now. But nonetheless, there's a time now to ask ourselves, what legislation do we want to see as men? Do you want to see more resources for homelessness? Do you want to see more things with fathers' rights? Do you want to see more things when it comes to divorce laws? Do you want to see more things with opportunities for marginalized men when it comes to business? More awareness about our health care with male suicides and prostate cancer and testicular cancer. We have a lot of things that we have opportunities that we need to start speaking up, but we have to raise our voices. We cannot continue to sit here and expect the women to do it. We cannot sit here and wait for the government to get to it. We have to make some noise, fellas, because the squeaky wheel gets the oil. If everybody else raises their issues, from the poor, women, feminists, LGBT, business owners, property owners, taxpayer advocates, if everybody can raise their issues of what they want, why can't we do the same thing? And the reason why, because we're sitting back here still waiting on somebody else to do it. As long as we're still waiting on somebody else to do it, we're not going to get what we want. And I see this all too often. And when I look at this stuff, and excuse me for a minute, I'm just trying to fix these other computers as I'm sitting here doing different things. So you have to bear with me. So I'm trying to make sure I'm on Facebook, that they can hear it, and I'm on YouTube, that they can hear it as well. So I'm not really worried about the numbers or the viewership at this point. Just trying to get this out there. I want to at least say we did something for International Men's Day. Now, my call to action would be, I would love to see more men start forming friendships. I don't think we have enough men friendships. I don't think we have enough men in business that are trying to work together. It's time for us to get back into that collaborative energy. And by getting back into that collaborative energy, we can start really empowering each other. Now, think about this for a minute, fellas. How many men can you call on right now if you needed something? And it could be borrowing money. It could be, if you need a ride somewhere. It could be, hey, you need a favor. You need a professional favor, a personal favor. How many men can you call on right now? I mean, women can you call on right now? How many guys do you consider that you have as friends? How many guys do you consider that you have as close friends? And if you're scratching your head, you're looking kind of sad, don't feel bad. There's a lot of studies out there that show we as men struggle with friendships, but it's not just a male issue. Let me go ahead and clear that up before people really take that and run with it. What we're dealing with is issues when it comes to, it's just mainly our younger people, with Generation Z, younger millennials, where they're so caught up, and this is my theory, because everything is so digital now. You're watching me on these websites. You probably got friends you talk to on Twitter or X, Instagram, Facebook, people that are all across the country, all across the state, all across the region, all across the world. And very few of these people you probably ever talked to on the phone, you probably ever met in person, you probably had any interaction with outside of technology. And that's technology, while we're together apart, is definitely creating more loneliness, because people say, hey, if you want to go grab a bite to eat, you want to go hang out, you want to just go catch a show, catch an event, just whatever. Most of your friends, I have you say, most of my friends are not in my state or not in my city. I'm like the party online. Then people say, okay, they're relying on dating apps. It's okay, they start meeting some women. So we go out there and start doing some stuff. Then, of course, you got all this shit with these women out here now, because a lot of these women out here act like they're so perfect. I'm trying to find a good man, the men are not serious, yada, yada, yada. But when I look at some of these chicks, I'm like, okay, some of you all need a therapist. Some of you all need counseling. Some of you all are still not over your ex. And I know a lot of men can relate to that. And then you feel like, okay, this bitch ain't really helping. So I mean, okay, so if I go out with some of these women, they want a therapist, they want a counselor, they need a daddy, they need they need money to pay bills. When you look at all the issues they're facing, but yet then you got these guys that want to feel like they want to get this dick measuring contest where they're all about, okay, well, I look better than you, and I can do this better than you. It's like, okay, why are you doing that? Why do you feel the need to always be in that competitive mode? But then, then when you all say, well, nobody looks out for us, nobody cares about men, because you don't care for yourself. This call to action for this International Men's Day is for us as men to start taking care of ourselves, start being my brother's keeper. Now, as I always say, these are things I think men should be doing. And you may have your own list, you may have your own agreement. Number one, we need to go to the doctors. We're dying too early because we're not going to the doctor. We should not be taking our cars to the shop more often than we're going to the doctor. Now, people say, well, here we go with this preacher. Here we go with this. Don't believe me. Look at the data. Ask yourself when the last time you went to the doctor. And it's we have free clinics, and you say, hey, if I can't afford the doctor's Dominique, those things are expensive. I don't have health insurance. Guess what? There are health screens you can do for free. There's exercise you can do for free. What is your weight? It's your weight proportion. Because the average person is overweight. And we kind of lose some weight. We need to check our blood pressure, check our blood sugar, make sure that we're not borderline diabetics, borderline hypertension. We're getting older. Check the prostates, the colons, the kidneys, the livers, the colonoscopies. We got to make sure that we're really taking care of our bodies. Because so many people that get these terminal illnesses normally have them years before they finally do something about it, but they wait till the last minute. By that time, it's terminal, stage 3, stage 4, and then they're gone. We got to reverse that. We got to start loving our bodies. This is what we love: our property, we love our computers, we love our phones, we love our cars. We got to start loving our bodies the same way that we do that. Number 2, taking up bodies, your mental health. See, this self-care stuff, I understand that everybody wants to say, oh, self-care. Now, self-care is more than taking the bath. Self-care is more than just getting the manicure and the pedicure. Self-care is more than just sitting here reading the book. Well, actually, that is part of self-care. Correct myself. But see, so many people think self-care is just, oh, let me just sit here with my bare feet out and just take a bath and take a nap and do all this stuff. No, self-care is you meditating, it's you relaxing, it's you really getting into with yourself. And we've talked about that a few times in the magazine. So we got to start doing more self-care. Some of the best forms of self-care is having a cutoff time. That could be a cutoff from social media. That could be a cutoff from telephones. That could be a cutoff from this technology. If we say, hey, I'm just on all this stuff all day. That's part of self-care. I have people say, no, what? I don't talk business after 8 o'clock. I got people that say, hey, I don't take a phone call after 9 o'clock. I put it on airplane mode. Or I have people who have my backup phone that they can call. That's a form of self-care. Because when you're home, you should be relaxing. You shouldn't take work home. That's one thing I started doing. I don't take work home no more. Even unless it's a pressing deadline, I'm not doing work at home. Now, that's how I operate. It took me years to get here, but I'm finally here. Because it's all about taking care of yourself. That means getting a good night of rest, eating quality food, drinking plenty of water, just speaking life into yourself. That's part of self-care. And we'll talk more about that, but that's just me speaking off the cuff. Number 3, we got to start getting out the house. Now notice, I know that's controversial. I'm not saying go on dates and all that type of stuff. Hey, you want to go on dates? Hey, I'm not against that, for the record. But what I'm saying is what we got to start doing is now making sure that we're out here having a social life. When was the last time you took yourself to see a show? When was the last time you took yourself to the park? When was the last time you took yourself to a nice restaurant? Or just any restaurant. I'm not talking about a restaurant with a drive-thru. Take yourself out to eat. Treat yourself. Now, one of the things I like to tell people, 10% out of what you earn should be a treat yourself money. You earn $1,000, guess what? You get $100 to do something for yourself. Because I always say 10% goes towards reserves, 10% goes towards yourself, 10% goes towards investments. The other 70% make do what it does. Because you are an investment. You got to take care of yourself. So you make $1,000 every 2 weeks. Let's say, guess what? $700 is my bills. Then $100 is go towards me putting towards some investments. $100 will go towards this for me. That's my money that I can do as I please with it. And $100 will go towards just putting it up for a rainy day. Because we've seen the stories about most people don't have $1,000 for an emergency. Now, if you say, well, I can't do that, you make up your own numbers. Now, that's why I want to start getting better. You may say, well, I want to just do 50, 50, 50. That's fine. $50 in savings, $50 towards yourself, $50 towards investments. You can put that in Robinhood, buy some crypto, buy a couple of penny stocks. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I cannot give you financial advice. So do your homework, and we have plenty of people that are around that can give you quality advice about that. Make sure you don't listen to these scammers, folks. There's so many scams going on, from romance scams to investment scams, because these same people that want to guilt you into stuff is the same people who later on get discovered that they was hustling and scamming folks out of that money. I understand not all, but it's just so much that's been happening. Lost my number 4. I want to show it's number 4. So if I'm wrong, we can correct this later. Number 4, make time for yourself, which means learning how to say no. When you learn how to say no, then you can say, okay, I'm not going to do certain things no more. Like if you got your day planned out and somebody comes at you with some bullshit that's not an emergency that you didn't attend to that deals with you, then guess what? Say, hey, I cannot help you today on that. I'm sorry, I can't drop stuff. My day is packed. Because I used to be that guy that used to rearrange my schedule to be the accommodating friend, the accommodating relative, because everybody was like, good old Dominique, he can get it done, yada, yada, yada. And guess what? I was up late at night trying to get my shit done. I missed my deadlines for what I had to do. Because, see, people think because you're self-employed that you're just sitting around and you just do stuff all day. But you can't look, I'm busy. I got to make my money. I can't call you at your 9 to 5s and expect you to stop, drop, and roll. Guess what? My business is my 9 to 5. Or if you work, guess what? Stop taking these phone calls at work. Stop being late for work because you're handling other stuff. Take care of yourself first. That includes, hey, don't skip the gym. You're exercising. Hey, I can't skip this gym right now. Or as my trainer used to tell me was, hey, the true test of your skill is you'll go out with friends. They want to get all the high-fat food. They may help you because you're getting the salad or the grilled food. Hey, you got goals to meet. You got objectives you're trying to do. So a lot of the stuff that we tell folks is you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. See, a lot of these people don't put themselves first, and they wonder why they have all these problems. I see a lot of these conversations around how to be a better man for a woman. And I went to a men's event, and that's what they was talking about. And I'm all for be a better man for yourself. By being a better man for yourself, then everybody will benefit by default. But we're so caught up in trying to do stuff for everybody else, we forgot how to do things on our own. Other thing that I'll bring up too, it brings us to number 5. Who are you living for? Who are you living for? Are you living for yourself? Are you living for somebody else? Are you trying to live according to some YouTuber? Are you trying to live according to some? What are you doing? Now, I understand that, hey, I'm not the guy that's going to do all the roasting. I'm not the guy that's trying to chase the algorithm. I'm just a guy trying to do my part to help men. That's what we started Dominique Magazine. Now, I cannot solve every problem that every man faces. I'm not going to try that, but at least we're going to raise the issues, calls to action, and we'll sit here and have a little fun while we're doing it. We had a men's networking event a couple of days ago here in Atlanta. 6 guys showed up. We're looking at doing bigger things with that because our attitude is we have to get things off the ground. We got to sit here and continue to say, well, somebody else should do it. Why don't we have this? Brings me to number 6. Be the change you want to see. There's so much stuff that we need as being out here that should keep us all busy. I don't care if we have 20 men's networking events. We need it. If 20 events, 5 guys each show to those events, wherever, guess what? That's 100 men somewhere doing something productive to benefit themselves. Now, eventually, we can burn some of the events together. I bring my people, you bring your people, then guess what? We're all rising together to the top. We have to start. We have to be the change we want to see. Stop saying, I wish somebody would do this. Damn it, you do it. And I didn't ask permission to create Dominique Magazine. I did it. Has it been perfect? No, but guess what? I'm out here doing something, getting stuff done. Because all too often, we are the leader that we say that we want. But unfortunately, we want somebody else to handle our business instead of us doing what we need to do. And that's one thing that I definitely come against. And I know it sounds like I'm over here all over the place, but what I'm doing right now is just share some other stuff on other platforms so people can watch this video live. The other thing that I wanted to talk about too is for being the change we want to see, Collaborate. Get out this competition mode. Guess what? You're not the smartest person in the room. You're not the most special person in the room. There's somebody that knows something more. Excuse me, I should have dropped me a bottle of water up here. But hey, when you try to get things done, you just gotta just do it off the cup. So we'll push through this. So we need to sit here and collaborate. There's people that know more than me. There's people, and I want to talk to them. There's people who I know more than, and we need to talk to each other. We need to start sharing the knowledge and putting each other on game. Let's stop talking about what we need to do and start doing what we need to do. That's when we know that we're getting serious about our issues. But all too often, we're still waiting on somebody else to do the work. We're still sitting here trying to get back at women who refuse to date us. We're still sitting here trying to get back at our peers. We're so caught up in trying to do all this get back to the point we forgot to empower ourselves. And that's what we're going to start doing. As we raise International Men's Day, we're going to empower ourselves, and we've got to stop waiting on somebody else to do it. And also, too, these young bucks are watching us, older millennials, Xers, boomers, and they don't like what they're seeing. They're sitting here laughing. They're sitting here shaking their head in disgust and in pity, because we're still out here operating off of old intel. And they're out here running circles around us as they should, and they're sitting here laughing. So, all in all, International Men's Day belongs to all of us. I did not create this. It was created back in 1992. And it should be further ahead, given all the stuff that's happening on the internet. And I put a call out to any male content creator that next year on November 19th, you're going to do something for International Men's Day. I don't care if you make a video, a graphic, hold an event. You need to do something to bring this day to your audience. There's a whole bunch of you all producing content, whether it's a blog, YouTube, podcast. Lord knows everybody there got a podcast. Websites, events, classes, summits, symposiums. This is our day. When it comes to International Women's Month, International Small Women's Business Month, the women go all out. Breast cancer, everybody knows pink. I will do my part. I will lead from the front. And I'm going to call y'all out by name eventually. You all need to start doing more stuff for International Men's Day, for prostate cancer, where and really get back to dealing with men's issues. You got distracted with all this relationship stuff. You got distracted with all this foolishness on social media. We know the mainstream media is not our friend. We know that. That's why we have all this shit here. We don't have to go to them. We don't need them. We can tell the stuff ourselves. I don't care if only 2 people watch a video, make a video. At least get it on the record. Yes, we'll say, hey, somebody says, well, what did you do? Here's my video right here. Here's my website right here. Here's the event that we did that nobody showed up to. Have to show your work. I'm real big on showing your work. So, happy International Men's Day, fellas. It is our day. I know it is late in the day. But hell, celebrate this throughout the rest of the month. You got my permission. I am Dominique Huff from Dominique Magazine. Thank you for listening. Definitely check us out. If you have any questions or comments, leave your comments in the comment section on YouTube, Facebook. Again, I know I need some water, so I'm pushing. I told you I was pushing through it. And email me at editor@dominiquemag.com. That's editor @dominiquemag.com. Editor@dominiquemag.com. Our coverage is here to drop in a couple of days. We'll start dropping all throughout the week. You got my word on that. Until next time, happy International Men's Day. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day.